Yo, people, welcome back. Welcome back to another Premier League preview and prediction. So, this will be Premier League match day 25 from today onward. Today, we have a game between Fulham versus Wolves. So, before making the preview and prediction for this week Premier League, let's visit the last week result and my prediction. So, let's go. Let's go. So last week Premier League match day 24, the first game was Arsenal versus Villa. Arsenal traveling away at Villa Park, and Arsenal won by 4 goals to 2 thanks to Jorginho strike and Emi Martinez on goal. Arsenal won that goal by 4 goals to 2, but the result looks big, but the game was way too close. And Martinez cost Villa maybe a draw. Villa should have got at least a draw from that game. Arsenal were not that great on that day. I went for a 1-1 draw and I got it wrong. Arsenal won by 4 goals to 2. The next game was Brentford versus Palace. It's a Brentford home game. I went for a Brentford win. My prediction was Brentford 2, Palace 1, and the game was 1-1 draw. Next was Wolves versus Bournemouth. I went for a Wolves 3-0 win. Bournemouth again. Bournemouth get much important 3 points there. And the next game was Brighton versus Fulham. I went for a Brighton win because this was a Brighton home game, so I thought Brighton might get 3 points, but Fulham got a 1-0 win, clean sheet for Fulham. I went for a 2-1 Brighton. The next game was Leeds versus Everton. The game ended with a 1-0 win for Everton against Leeds. Everton at home. I predicted a 2-0. I just knew that Leeds don't have a striker, that clinical striker who can score goals for them. Again, I got it wrong. In that Everton game, I went for a 2-0, but it was 1-0. The next game was Chelsea versus Southampton. Chelsea home game against Southampton, who were currently 20th at that time. So Chelsea, I went for a 1-1 draw. Again, Southampton beat Chelsea by 1 goal to 0. Next was Forest versus Man City. Again, Forest, I went for a 2-1 win for Man City. Again, here Forest get a draw against Man City. The next was Newcastle versus Liverpool, big game, and I went for a 1-1 draw. It was 2-0 to Newcastle, sent off for Nick Pope in that game. The next game was Man United versus Leicester City. Man United, I went for the United 2-1 win, and it was Man United 3, Leicester City 0. Last game was Spurs versus West Ham. I went for a 2-1 Spurs win, but it was a 2-0 win for Spurs. So here and there I got something, but result I couldn't meet. make a perfect prediction this week. So let's now switch to this week Premier League prediction preview. First game is Fulham versus Wolves. Fulham currently flying. Marco Silva is doing a big job, a massive job. He's doing his job. He first, I think, the first club he managed was Hull. He did well with Hull City. Then he started well with Hull, and then he went from Hull to, I think, Watford, and again with Watford too. I think he did well there. And then from Watford he moved on to Everton where he struggled. And then again he went to Europe. This time he and came back again now this time with Fulham and is doing bits with Fulham right now. So this is a home game for Fulham. Wolves again have dropped massive 3 points at home against Bournemouth, who are currently fighting for survival. So this is a home game. Fulham are flying after beating Brighton away from home. Brighton away is a tricky game. Brighton, I think, away every side have struggled. United have struggled there over the past couple of years. This season, Liverpool twice they went to Brighton and they got battered twice. And Arsenal were the only team. Arsenal were also lucky they got a win there, but Brighton really played well in that game too. So it was a massive win for Fulham there. So now Fulham are flying. Andres Pereira doing well. Willian again doing a big, massive job. He's in good form right now. Willian, Andres Pereira, Mitrovic with the play, and Paulinia especially. Shout out to Paulinia, a good player they have in their side. I think I'm going for a Fulham win. Yeah, I'm going for a Fulham 2. Wolves. Wolves don't have striker, man. Wolves also don't have striker, so I have to. With Lopategi again, this is the, I think Lopategi joined them in this January time, so this is maybe a safe first 2 months right now. So we have to give him time right now. So he's still finding his feet, finding his best 11. So it would take him a couple of transfer market to get his own type of player the way he wants to play. So I'm going for Fulham win. Wolves will struggle against Fulham. Wolves don't have a goal scorer up front. Diego Costa is with them, but he ain't that Diego Costa anymore, who used to be a bastard up front. So I'm going for a Fulham win. Fulham 2, Wolves nil. The next game was Newcastle Brighton, which is postponed because they will be playing this Sunday against Man United in EFL Cup final. The next game is Everton on Sunday. It's on Saturday. Everton versus Aston Villa. Mr. Good evening, traveling away to Everton. Everton another home game after a 1-0 victory over Leeds United. Another home game, so I'm going for Everton win. Everton need 3 points here to come out of that relegation zone, so I'm going for Everton 3. Now Everton 2. It will be a close game. Villa 1. I'm going for Everton win here. Arsenal, Leicester away. I'm going for a draw. I'm going for 2-2 draw. Arsenal were not that great thanks to Emi Martinez, former Arsenal player. Them cost Villa all 3 points. Next game is West Ham at home against Nottingham Forest, and this is a tricky game because Moyes is now playing. He played with back three first of all, and then he played with 3 defensive midfielder. So that's almost he was playing with 6 defensive player against Spurs. If he did the same thing against Forest, and if Forest just sit back away from home, just sit back and try to hit West Ham on a counter, and to be fair with their manager, I think he's been spot on this season. I think he has Johnson and Gibbs White up front who are pretty good in transition. They can hurt anyone. I've seen them against Man United in both the legs and that one game against Man United in the Premier League. 3 games we have played against them, and every time I think they were just sitting back and trying to hit us on a break. Every time they were trying to hit us, Johnson and Gibbs White were threat every time. So if again against West Ham, Forest just sit back and just try to defend well with Navas in the back. Now they have a pretty good goal, Navas, and the defensive line. I think they are pretty good. So right now, and if they again did the same thing they did against Man United and against Man City with Johnson and Gibbs White up front, I think they can get 3 points here. So I would not be surprised if Forest get that 3 point, but still I'm going for a 1-1 draw. West Ham 1, Forest 1. Leeds versus Southampton. Leeds home. I think I'm going for a 0-0 draw here. This is a game. It would be a boring game, man. Both side struggling. Leeds don't have a striker, so with Southampton are really struggling. They are where they are because of the poor performance this season. So I'm going for a 0-0 draw. Bournemouth versus Man City. Bournemouth away for Man City. I'm going for a Bournemouth 1, Man City 3, because Man City have dropped points against Forest, and this midweek in Champions League against Leipzig, again they couldn't get a victory in a knockout game. So I think they will now look to come back stronger in this Premier League game. So I'm going for a Man City win. Man City 3, Bournemouth 1. Another is Palace versus Liverpool. I'm going for a 1-1 draw. Palace 1, Liverpool 1. Again, Liverpool get battered in this midweek against Real Madrid at their home. 5-2, 5-2. They got battered, absolutely battered. So next is Spurs versus Chelsea. You know what, Chelsea can beat, I think, since they rebuilt their stadium, Tottenham, since they rebuilt their stadium, since they started to play there again, I've seen Chelsea. I think Chelsea have not lost there against Tottenham, so I'm going for a draw, man. Spurs 1, Chelsea 1. So we do have a game this midweek. Let's focus on the midweek game now. Arsenal versus Everton. Arsenal home. I'm going for a draw, man. Against Everton, I think it could be a draw. I'm going for a 1-1 draw. And again, another game midweek is Liverpool versus Wolves. I think Liverpool at home against Wolves. I think they can beat them. I'm going for Liverpool 2, Wolves 1. Wolves, I don't know, man. They don't have a striker up front. They don't have their striker are not scoring that much goals, so that's why I'm going for a Liverpool win there. So this is my prediction for this week Premier League. Let's look at the standing right now. Arsenal are top. A massive week for Arsenal. If they win the both games, I think if they drop point in any of these two games against Leicester or Everton at home, first they have Leicester away, then they have Everton home. If they drop points in any of those games, Man United are back in title race. Yeah, Man United will be back. But if they beat both the side, then Man United are not in the title race. So Arsenal will decide. It's up to Arsenal now. Arsenal can decide whether they want Man United in the title race or not. And Man City again, they have dropped points, man. They have dropped points so many times. So massive game for Man City. And Man City have a game in hand over both the Manchester clubs. So Arsenal have a game in hand over both Manchester club. So Man City can't drop point, man. Man City have to now start to win. They have to just 14 game left to end this Premier League season. So now Man City will try to go on that unbeaten run till the end of the season. They always do that, man. They always find a way to do that. So I still think Man City can win this league. Man City are favorite for me to win this league. Tottenham, man. Tottenham are currently 7 point behind United. So if they drop point this week against Chelsea, that's good night Vienna. They are not catching Man United. I think if Tottenham beat Chelsea, and Tottenham, if they go in a mad run till the end of the season, I think Tottenham can catch Man United. But if they drop point against Chelsea, I think that will be clear message for me that Tottenham are just fighting for that fourth position with Newcastle and Liverpool. They are not even thinking about coming close to Man United. So this is a massive week for both the London clubs, especially Tottenham and Arsenal. Arsenal will decide whether Man United are in title race or not, and Spurs will decide whether they are looking to catch Man United or they are just thinking about the fourth spot with Newcastle facing Man United in the Carabao Cup final, and Tottenham if they drop points, I think that's it for them because Liverpool if they win both the games midweek and this week and this Saturday or Sunday, so sorry Saturday, I think Liverpool will catch Tottenham. So that Tottenham can't just look above them. Tottenham have to look below them too. So this is a big game, and Tottenham are in big trouble right now. If they drop points, they are inviting the likes of Brighton, Fulham, Newcastle, Liverpool to get that fourth spot. So this is a massive week. Every match day week from here to the end of the season will be massive for every club, whether they are the top four side or the mid-table side or it's the relegation side. Chelsea have to start to grab those 3 points, man. If they again drop point against Spurs, that's good night for them. They now have to think about finishing at 10th or 11th. They can't make the top 5, top 6 of the league if they don't start to pick the 3 points here and there. Let's talk about the relegation now. Southampton. So Southampton have a game against Leeds. So Leeds are 19th. So if Southampton beat Leeds, that's a 6 pointer game between Leeds and Southampton. 19th versus 20th. So if Southampton win, they go above Leeds. So if Leeds win, I think if Leeds win and West Ham drop points, and if even Bournemouth drop points, Leeds can go above both the side. Even they can go above Everton. So the relegation fight is clear for me. It's Everton, Bournemouth, West Ham, Leeds, and Southampton fighting for their survival in this league. So this is a massive week. Again, another 6 pointer case. Massive 3 points now. Massive game for West Ham. They are playing Forest, who are currently 13th with 25 points. So if West Ham get 3 points, I think they are again pulling Newcastle down. Pulling Forest back to that relegation fight. So this is a massive week. Again, if Leicester drop points against Arsenal, they could again be back in that relegation fight. So every game, either someone is climbing, someone is just trying to be safe in the relegation zone, or trying to be just go down in that relegation zone. So it's a massive fight down in the table, man. I'm excited. The top four is for me. These 2 weeks will tell us who will finish top four. Up to by the end of this month, I think we will know who will make top four. We will know who will make top six and top four by the end of this month, by the end of February. So we still don't know, man, who is going to survive this season in the Premier League. When you look at the table, I think it would go down to the wire to the last game of the league. So we are here for an interesting end of this Premier League season. So this is my prediction. So 6 pointer between Leeds and Southampton. West Ham can drag Forest back in that relegation zone, and Arsenal, if they beat Leicester, then Arsenal can drag Leicester back in that relegation zone. So it's a drag or pull and push game going on in the Premier League. So that's it for me for this week Premier League preview and prediction. So I will be back for a watch along between Wolves and Fulham game today. Till then, take care. I'm out. Peace.